good. Actually, I did really well. Y'all will be proud of me. I was very responsible, so I'm here in one piece.
Boo.
Dude,
Did you win your ping pong? Did you win your ping pong match?
Yeah.
Beetle, did you see the disappointment in Chandler's eyes?
Yeah, we were. That's not. What
I wanted
we
you to look haggard today. I wanted you still there.
I wanted to smell the alcohol through the screen. That's what I wanted.
I'm a pro. What could I say?
Wait, was it fun? Was it like an after party? Was there anything else or what?
Well, okay. So hold on, you're jumping.
That was the party.
That was the party because it was Magic City night without the Magic City night. Thanks a lot, Lou Cornett, but they still had a fun, great time. Magic in Atlanta, 10 straight wins for the Hawks, 124-112. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with 41 points, dude. Career high. 9 threes, career high. 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Jalen Johnson with 24. Desmond Bane had 18. And Lou was there. He's our Atlanta source. First of all, just give us vibes. Give us everything that you saw, felt, heard, smelled. Go.
The theme,
everything.
Not everything.
The theme last night, you can't cancel Atlanta and you can't clip the wings of a Magic City, man. Last night was great, even though it was canceled formally from the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks were celebrated last night. Magic City as an institution was celebrated last night. It was a great feeling. There was a lot of pride in the air. And, you know, if the Atlanta Hawks, winning 10 straight last night, it made everything so much more better. Everybody had a great time. Like I said, it was a lot of good energy. Both parties were celebrating. It was a good time. Good vibes.
That's awesome.
Is it awesome?
Yeah, I just wish it was actually still.
Let me talk to me about, okay, so T.I. still did halftime, yeah?
Everything but the hoodies and the wings still happened. So it was the protest and the speaking out was a lot about nothing. If you asking my opinion, it was a lot about nothing. And you know the way that we felt about Mr. Magic and the business that he runs and what the Atlanta Hawks are doing right now in this season. All of those things were still celebrated last night. There were interactions and people were putting together different activations around the game that still went on that were still scheduled and happened and people were happy throughout the course of the day. It was just a lot of energy around the city, and to top it off, the Atlanta Hawks won their 10th straight game. And we're just a better city. We're a better city when our sports teams are doing well. So everybody was happy for the Atlanta Hawks last night, and it turned into a big after party at Magic City. So it was a good vibe.
That's what I want to know about. I want more about the after party.
Did you happen to snag a few extra hoodies?
Yeah, word on the street is yes.
We are in very good shape. I talked to the man himself. I talked to the woman herself, and they said by name, we got to get Beetle a hoodie and we got to get Chandler a hoodie.
Let's go.
And shout out to Juju at Magic City. Juju said I got to get Chandler a hoodie. So
hey, I love Juju. Thank you, Juju.
Yeah, you guys are very much a priority to when the hoodies get out that we're going to be first on deck, and we are on the list. So
this is my new favorite hoodie already. I don't even have it yet. It's already my new favorite hoodie. All right, let's talk about the game. One of the funnier things that sort of, not funnier, but just interesting is that the Hawks could not get rid of that 9 spot. Like, they kept winning. They now won 10 in a row, and it just could, finally, they moved up a spot. They moved up a spot. Chandler, when you watch this team, you can't help but have a little bit of fun watching them. But are they in a position to sort of maybe be a problem, disruptor, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, they have so much talent, and Jalen Johnson is such a stud where he is just an absolute do-it-all, versatile wing. And when you combine him with Kuminga and Dyson and Zach and like all these athletic wings, their team is so versatile. And so they're poised, they're experienced, and Alexander Walker, he's been unbelievable. And I'm sure we're going to get to him, but I know Jalen Duren has been great. I know Jalen Johnson has been great, but he's got my most improved player of the year award from what he's doing. He's always available. I think the last 2 years he's played all 82 games, and he just continues to take another step in his game at 27 years old, which is also great to see that he can even take his game to another level. So, yes, I love this team. Adding C.J. McCollum kind of gives them that experience and that kind of that leadership there. Okongwu's been great. So, like, they do have a nice combination of guard play, versatile wings. They can switch everything defensively. So, this team is a threat, and I think they are going to continue to rise in the rankings, too. I think they can get out of the play-in and into the playoffs as well as they're playing.
Are they going to be a problem, Lou? This is fun.
Yeah. You know what's amazing about this group? They're extremely confident. Having conversations with a few of those different guys, like, they believe in themselves. They like the way that they're playing basketball. They've created an identity. They all have bought into just being each other's anchors and getting themselves into a position where they can be disruptive in the playoffs, whether it's going to be a play-in or a guaranteed spot or what have you. The sky's the limit if they're going to continue to play the way that they're playing. And so everything that Chandler just said, he hit it spot on, because these guys, they don't feel sorry for themselves. Like, they're not trying to limp into the playoffs and just happy to be there. They want to absolutely be disruptive. They want to represent the city of Atlanta well, and they feel like they have all of the pieces that can do it. And so this can be a dangerous team. You know, as you see them right here at that 8th spot, if they put another 4 or 5 games on top of this 10 before losing one, we might have to start having a different conversation of where they are in this playoff run. But like I said, these guys are extremely confident, and they feel like this is something that they can absolutely do.
Yeah, think about that. There are 2-3 games to catch Toronto and possibly even Orlando. And this is the hottest team in the NBA right now. They've been so much better since Kuminga. I think they're 5-0 with Kuminga, and obviously he's missed some times. He's been coming off the bench some games. So like that addition has obviously just kind of made them better as well, made them more whole. So there's no doubt in my mind, I think this team is building something right here, and they're playing their best basketball at the right time.
Not only that, but they have the Pelicans' first-round pick, and we've mentioned this core.
It's going to be a good one.
I was going to say, like, Lou, you mentioned the fact that there's a good vibe, that the city's better off when sports are doing well. It must feel like the future's extremely bright there, no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody is bought in, and everybody is rallying around Jalen Johnson. He's the centerpiece of this team, and everybody loves him in the city. You know, he's finally starting to get attention nationally and locally in the city. I had to introduce him to some people last night to make sure that he don't wait in certain lines when he go to certain places.
Is that right?
In his life around Atlanta, you know, I had to make sure he's right, because you know, his profile is rising in the city. So everybody is super supportive of this team, and everybody's supportive of Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander, and all of these guys. Listen, they're playing really good basketball. And like I said, they're not just happy to be winning. They feel like they're in a position to be very, very disruptive. So this is a team that's ready to make the next leap into the next year. But they got work to do in this season, and they're still putting good building blocks together right now as we speak.
And that Pelicans pick, they're currently the 5th, 6th worst team in the NBA. So like that, we're looking at a draft that is extremely top heavy. So if they can somewhere stay in that 1 to 5, 1 to 6 range, they're going to get another young star to pair with this core already. Like, they're building something special here, and I think they can be as good as early as next year, a real contender.
I love that. I love when things start changing for the good. Jalen Johnson will stick with that. Jake Fisher said that the Hawks think he has MVP potential, and that when all the Giannis stuff was being talked about, it was a non-starter. A Giannis for Jalen Johnson trade was a non-starter on the side of the Atlanta Hawks. So, I don't know, Lou. I mean, we're looking at, that's a pretty big name to say no thank you to. Do we see the ceiling as they do?
Yeah, that's fair. Listen, we're at the beginning stages of a very special career, a very special budding career in Jalen Johnson. You know, I've told this story time and time again. He was my rook. I was with him in Atlanta, and he couldn't scratch the surface. He couldn't get on the floor. He didn't get any minutes, and he was just confused. But instead of feeling sorry for himself, he kept his head down. He continued to work. He continued to build days and put a day at a time in the bank. And he bet on himself, and he got an opportunity. And so far, he's made the most of it. And he's turned himself into an all-star. He's turned himself into a household name around this league. So when you go from basically a Joe to a pro to a point where you're an all-star caliber guy, and you didn't get minutes the previous season, that breeds a lot of confidence. So now him averaging 23, 10, and 8 on a season, he's just as good as anybody else in the conversation of all-stars and superstars around the league. So, you know, some of these comparisons are fair and very much well-deserved as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan, and he's putting up Giannis-type numbers at 24 years old. So it's like, I don't disagree with their decision. Obviously, Giannis is Giannis. He's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He's on the second half of his career. This guy, like Luda said, I don't even think he's scratched the surface of how good he can be, and he's also doing it in an efficient way. He's not an absolute sniper shooter, but he finds a way to take good shots and shoots 35, 36% from 3. He's 50% from the field. So he's doing this so efficiently. He's a two-way player. He averages over a steal a game, so he's not one of these guys that's just straight offense. He's versatile. He gets out in transition. Not to mention, he's also one of the more exciting players to watch. Like, he has bounce. He does some plays that are just super athletic that are going to put fans in that building. So you start pairing some shooters around this Johnson Kuminga core. And they still have Kispert, who hasn't even really got his legs. They have Buddy Hield. They have Gabe Vincent. Like they're kind of deep. Like they're just so top heavy. Where these young athletic wings are so good, and CJ McCollum brings them a nice dynamic from kind of the PG shooting guard spot. But they have a great balance of a little bit of everything. But I think the more shooting that they put around him and Kuminga, they're going to continue to even get better and better because their bigs are athletic. They have lob threats. They run. They're a very complete team.
Can I ask a psychological question, if you will? At 24 years old, right? If you find out that your team considers it a no deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo, is that a confidence builder, or are you already confident enough?
Yeah, it's like adding that shot of energy to your coffee in the morning. Like you already believe in yourself, you already know what you're capable of and what you can accomplish on the floor. But then once the team backs you and they tell you we have that confidence in you, you walk into the practice facility, you walk into arenas with a different swagger, with a different step, knowing that you have the confidence of the team and your teammates to go out and lead this basketball team. And JJ has been nothing short of that.
And just think about it. They move off Trae Young, who was their all-everything and their franchise player up until Jalen basically got there. Now they're not even listening to phone calls about one of the greatest players still in the NBA now. Like, that doesn't do wonders for your confidence and your morale that this team is fully believing in you, they're investing in you, and they are trusting that you're the guy at such a young age. That's awesome. So now it's just, again, it's surrounding him with the right pieces, the right fit to let him even blossom even more.
I love that for him. I really do. We're going to move over to the Lakers. They did play